Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at 2 games played by Daniel on the European server, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. Usually when I watch a couple of ranked games or 3 ranked games played by someone in a row, we'll look at their POV, but today we're going to look at, first of all, Daniel's teammates' POV. This is Moxie, and we're going to see how they get along together. And then in the next game, we're going to look at one of Daniel's opponent's POVs, see what it's like to play against him. But yeah, it's really cool to see Daniel still queuing up Europe. It seems like he doesn't really care too much about the points, just wants to get into a game as quickly as possible if he's queuing at random hours where the USE server is more quiet. It is also interesting because the European server for 2v2, I believe at the high level, is a lot more active than NA, just like NA is a lot more active in 3v3, because a lot of those pros, a lot of those high-level players in North America prefer to queue up 3v3. It's a more chill game mode than 2s. 2s can be quite stressful, but European players, they love to queue 2v2. You just get more of the ball, you get more time to actually hone in on those mechanics, and you know, 1v1 is the extreme of that, but that of course is taking stress at a whole other level entirely, so a special breed of player to do that these days. So Metza and Isikami partied up together here. Metza Norris, of course, will be a known player to a lot of you guys, legendary player from Finland, former Worlds runner-up and then 3rd place finisher the season after, so great to see him still playing in the high level games and in the high level matches for RLCS. And so far it's been a fairly even matchup, and Moxie having a ton of faith in Daniel. He is another young player from France, 15 years old. He's currently sitting at rank 1 in the 1v1 leaderboard. Daniel, definitely a player that Moxie's going to know about. I believe they might have played, I'm not sure if they played against each other, but they definitely played in tournaments where both players were present. I had them both in a tournament on my channel. I think Fear has as well. So he's got a lot of faith in Daniel, and it's nice when you've got a 2s teammate that you can just trust. You know, if you leave them in defense, they're going to be fine for at least 5 seconds. That's, I think, the window that you're always looking for in a 2s teammate. I'm sure that you all know what it's like to just have no faith in your teammate. Whenever you go up front, if you're out of the game at all, they are just going to get scored on. They're going to straight away, they're going to dive in for a terrible challenge and you're going to get scored on, or they're just going to miss immediately. That's you know, the opposite of how Moxie feels about having Daniel in his team here. He's quite happy rotating away from boost, letting Daniel do a little bit of 1v2 defense, let Daniel do a little bit of stalling. Even now he's quite happy to let Daniel make a solo play, and that's it must be just a great feeling to have in a 2s player. And again, Moxie saved by Daniel, who's just covering absolutely everything here. That was definitely a bit of a mistake there by Moxie to just drive forward into no man's land. He's taking his time to bring the ball down here. Moxie, of course, very good at the 50-50 game, being such an expert in 1v1. This is the kind of positioning that you want to have when your teammate is challenging. You'll notice where Moxie is. He's about a quarter of the field back, so if a 50-50 goes down and it's a good bounce, he'll be able to pounce on it. If it's a bad bounce, he's not too close that it's going to go straight over his head. He can react to it and maybe turn around and beat the ball to his goal should it head that direction. But the one thing I would like to see from Moxie, and I think the one thing Daniel is probably looking for as well, oh, that's a very good save actually. I was going to say, I think Daniel probably would like to see Moxie move into passing lanes, just sometimes, not all the time. When it looks like a 50-50 is about to happen, definitely better to back up your teammate the way Moxie is. Definitely better to kind of follow in line with your teammate. You see he's lining up here. He's not sure exactly who's going to get the next clean touch on the ball. Looks like it did end up being Daniel. But when your teammate's got a completely free touch, a free clear, free pass, just an uncontested play on the ball, you know, getting some lateral movement, even just being a threat of receiving a pass is a good option. So that's probably something that Moxie could look to add to his game. I'm actually curious to see where's Daniel in this play. So yeah, Daniel following Moxie as well. I think he read that Moxie didn't have boost. Metzenor stole a lot of it, but that's a great save by Moxie. And notice Daniel not leaving the scene. He didn't exit as soon as the ball went towards Moxie, even though he knew Moxie probably had a save. And now Daniel scored the double. Man, what a game he's had. He has been covering Moxie every single time that he's needed help, and he's been helping him get those clears after Moxie gets a good save as well. He's never leaving Moxie on his own when Moxie needs help. This is just a brilliant performance, and This is why I think it's just important to watch replays from other perspectives. Don't just watch replays from your own POV. Go and, you know, if you want to really improve as a player, you got to go watch your replays from your teammates' perspective. Then you'll realize, what are you doing that's messing them up? Are you cutting them off? Are you sometimes going for the ball when they'd rather you not? Are you sometimes leaving when they'd rather you stay around and help? Are you making their life easy, or are you making their life difficult? So Daniel absolutely making Moxie's life extremely easy in this one. Moxie able to leave and get boosts whenever he wanted. Daniel would just slow down the play, and whenever Moxie's there to support him, Daniel's aggressively attacking and using his mechanics, using his speed. So I couldn't really pick one moment in this game where Daniel looked like he was making Moxie's life hard. They weren't boost starving each other. They weren't getting in each other's way. They were giving each other space. I would like to see, and obviously I think if they played a bit more together, this is something you see more from teammates and from players who play often together, is passing. Because 2v2 passing is risky, but if you create space laterally, you can leave yourself open for passes, and even the threat of a pass is sometimes enough to force a defense to misposition, and that leaves the solo play even more open for your teammate. So one more game to look at today. That's a Moxie POV of what it's like to play with Daniel when Daniel decides to migrate to Europe. And now let's go take a look at Killa's POV playing against Daniel in the next game. So here we are, Killa and Faisal, Middle East player, and we've got Daniel teaming up with Mads, a European player. So bit of an interesting one here. We got one player on the away server for both teams, and that is something that European players have to be quite used to. Whenever they queue up, there's always a good chance at the high level that you're going to have a Middle East player in your team. Daniel already put in one on the board with a great sidewall read, and Scrub, I think, just realizing at that moment that he cannot take himself out of the game at all, because Daniel very capable of making solo plays, and if you ever leave your teammate alone against him, or you let your teammate race Daniel to the ball, there's a good chance that they're going to get beaten. He's just that quick, and he's just that talented. This is a matchup that has a lot of history despite being so new. Oh, that's a great play by Scrub. Fantastic. He gets an outplay on Daniel. Mind games the air dribble, gets back down and snaps the shot in the top corner. Lovely from the Scotsman. Despite these two players never, I believe, playing against each other in competition. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Oh, it's another good goal. Man, the goals in this game have just been great across the board. Well, apart from Faisal's goal, he just 50-50'd it in. But everybody else scoring bangers. Gotta love a good 50-50 though. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe we're going to get a break here so I can actually say what I wanted to say. That is, Killa, the first player to really be dominant without playing in RLCS. He was too young to play in RLCS, and he still made a name for himself. He was that guy, and of course, a year on from being able to play RLCS, he became a world champion in the game, and then grand finalist in the next season. He's already one of the most successful players in RLCS history, despite not being able to play for the first 5 seasons. Now, when Killa started getting close to being old enough for RLCS, people were calling him I think I might have even called him, the next Killa, or the NA Killa, because there hadn't really been another player who had made such a massive impact on the scene, despite not playing RLCS until Killa came along. He was very much a Killa type player, and although he's not won a world championship, you can't say that's because of COVID, just as much as anything else. He has made a massive impact in North America, and a lot of people think he's one of the best players in the world, myself included, maybe even the best player in the world on any given day. But yeah, definitely up there. So Daniel is the next one on that list. I think he is the third player, just like Killa, just like Killa, who has made a huge name for himself despite not playing RLCS, and he will be 15 this December, so it's almost a guarantee that he will get picked up by a top North American team and go straight into RLCS, just like Scrub did, just like Killa did. And other players have done that as well. Dries, as soon as he got to age 15, well, pretty much shortly after he turned 15, got picked up by G2. But no one, I think Daniel's the third player in that category alongside Scrub and Killa. So really cool to see them playing against each other here. Daniel's outplays are absolutely rinsing Faisal and Scrub at the moment. He's air dribbled twice now and left his teammate with a completely open net to shoot at. Just the dream teammate, it would seem, to have in twos. He always has your back, he's creating opportunities for you, and he's making the other team's life an absolute nightmare. But a long time left in the game, and Scrub and Faisal never going to give up. Scrub, of course, not really known for giving up, and I think the Middle East region as a whole never one for giving up in ranked games. Faisal past Mads, continues his air dribble, and a reset actually gives Scrub an open net. Scrub just gets there in time, but what a play by Faisal. Looked like he's played with more than 100 boost there. Air dribble in twice in one play. Kickoff goes well for them. That's going to be somewhat open. Scrub takes his time with it, lets the bounce go up before jumping. He didn't have to go preemptively there. Judged the timing very well. We have a tie game with a long time to go. Such scoring prowess on the field at the moment on both teams. Another thing that you'll see in the absolute highest level 2s lobbies when you watch them is everybody can score a solo goal. Everybody can make a 1v2 outplay. Oh, what a save by Daniel. That is outstanding. He really had a tough position there. Faisal made his life hard, but Daniel able to roll with the punches. It just seems like you always have to go past Daniel whenever you're scoring, and that's what we've really seen in this game, is that Daniel's never irrelevant in a play when his team is having to do some defending. He's always between the ball and his goal. He's always putting in one extra touch. He's always forcing one extra outplay, or he's always pressuring the ball and allowing his teammate to have an easier touch on it. Good timing by Daniel in that play. Scrub actually able to get past Daniel's teammate there, and had Daniel not committed exactly when he did, it would have been awkward. And again, Daniel alone against two, still able to kill so much time. Gets the ball away from one and then 50-50s a second, and now making a clutch save every single time. He is there to have an impact in the play. You know, these are the two takeaways from today. One of them is you want to always be relevant in defense. You never want to take yourself out of the game for a long time, because you're just putting full faith in your teammate to 1v2 if you do. But if you do have to 1v2, it's all about killing time. It's not about trying to get a shot off against two players, sneaking a long shot in, or trying to get a counter-attack started. Of course, you want to take those opportunities if they present themselves, but the main objective when you're 1v2 defending is just buy time for your teammate to get back, help you out. You know, that's what Daniel's really doing here, playing keep away. And no, he actually goes past two here. Had a bit of a screen freeze, not sure what that was, but what a save! Scrub of the recovery. Well, I'm going to rewind that if we actually end up going to overtime. Here we are. Let's see if that is some kind of replay bug, or what was this? Just look at the keep up play from Daniel. Cuts it past Scrub, avoids the demo, gets past the second player as well, and then almost able to go all the way. Unbelievable defense by Scrub at the end there. And into overtime we will go. Sorry about that freeze, I'm not sure what that was. A great game between these guys. It's been all about solo plays and then following up on solo plays. You know, sometimes you'll wonder, why is my teammate in twos not passing? Why isn't he? Why doesn't he want to play as a team? Why does he keep just going by himself? Well, it's because if you go by yourself and all you have to do, you know, you don't have to score. You just have to leave the net open for your teammate. That's what Daniel has really done well in this game, and that's what Faisal and Scrub have also been doing quite well for each other. They've just left the net open for their teammate to score. Just get the 1v2 outplay. You don't even need to hit the target. Let your teammate do that for you. Now Faisal has done it again. He's cleared the net. Scrub coming in, drops it top corner, and the placement is good enough to win the game. But what a game that was between these guys. Daniel, it looks like he just got demoed and decided, yeah, on the respawn, he's not able to have an impact in the play. Decides that it is time to just head out of this one. Oh yeah, just a bit too close to the play here. So that is an awkward position. This is maybe the first time I've seen Daniel leave himself open for an outplay or just a demo in this entire game. I'm like, right here, this is a 50-50 about to happen. No way Daniel can react to this one. Should it bounce, you know, middle, he's going to need to wait and see what happens. He's too close to just, if the ball pings to the left, he's never going to get a touch on it to shoot. So probably a bit too close, and the problem is when the ball does fly away, he's in full retreat and a bit awkwardly positioned to try and get back. If he was further back, he could have escaped that demo and easily save this. Definitely a bit of a misplay, but well left by Faisal. And Faisal did exactly what he had to do here with the fake challenge to bait a move from Mads. Strong 50-50, and then just lets the ball bounce middle because he knows the scrub's going to be there. So that's how you attack in twos. You don't need to make passing plays. You don't need to have both players be involved in the setup. As long as one player can get the setup by themselves, the other player's there for the finish. That's the key. Is you want to be there for the finish. They want to, just like I said in the first game, though, the one I think situation where this isn't the case. The one time where you really want to make yourself an option is when your teammate has full control of the ball, uncontested, and maybe you've boost starved the other team. He's centering it off the back wall. Then you really want to give him an option to pass to, because it makes the other team's life more difficult. They've got to cover more angles. They don't just have to worry about the shot your teammate's setting up or the outplay your teammate is setting up. They also have to cover an infield pass or a down the line pass. It's situational passing, kind of reactive passing. You can't really plan passing in Rocket League, but especially not in 2v2. You have to just react to the position. If you land in a good position, just maybe wait there, see if your teammate will fire the ball towards you. But yeah, great stuff. That was a look at what it's like to be a teammate of Daniel in 2v2. Looked like a pretty fun experience for Moxie there in the first game, and in the second game looked like an absolute nightmare playing against him. So in summary, Daniel, what he did well is he's always backing up his teammate. He's buying time for them to reposition, never getting in their way, always following up on what they do as best as he can. Just all in all, not really making any big risky plays that makes his teammate's life difficult. But in this game, great solo plays, leaving the net open for his teammates. So just focusing on those outplays, not really trying to get the goal himself, knowing that it's all about just getting the ball past the two defenders. And how many times we saw him making saves and sweeping up danger while his teammates either recovering or coming back from a demo. Just very, very impressive stuff. And all in all, a great player. Easy to play with and difficult to play against. Both those things equally important qualities for a Rocket League player. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you like this different take on one of these ranked videos looking at teammates and opponents POVs of one certain player, then let me know, and we can maybe look at doing this in the future for other high rated players. Any other players you want to see me do this style of video on, just let me know in the comments as well, and I'll be sure to read all of those and look for any good replays as they appear on ballchasing.com. But that's all for now, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.